Hey, I'm holding all my gear. This is the L'Occitane, maybe that's how you pronounce it, aluminum soap canister. It does not have that brand of soap in it. Those are the folks that make Cade, and I like that scent a lot. The performance of the hard puck maybe left a little bit to be desired. I like the rich cream. I do have a little bit of that left, but it has the Bvlgari Man in Black puck in it. So that's the soap for today. Going to be using the Personna Platinum. This one has 15 uses. This was one on the list of what you guys wanted to see. And we're going to put another use on the Taj Semogue Owners Club brush, just for grins. And work it on this hard puck. I do have the puck pre-soaking because I have no idea whether it needs it or not, so why not try it the first time. This is my Rhodium Fat Boy, multicolored Rhodium. We have black Rhodium on some parts and then regular Rhodium on the other parts. It's a terrific looking razor. So let us put the Personna Platinum. Man, I tell you what, this may be my best budget blade, because I'm pretty sure these came in like a cardboard box, not in those tucks or anything like that. Just 100 of these just stacked up in a kind of a square looking box, and it really shaved me well in so many different razors. So let's put it in now. Where do we want to set it? Three sounds good. All right. Post shave, unless I'm just really enjoying the scent of the soap and it's sticking with me, we'll go to Arkadia from Stirling. And the brush is back in the water. And so yeah, here's this aluminum cool container. And there is the Bvlgari soap. Let me pour off the water there so you can kind of see. And it fits perfectly inside the bevel of this soap, not because it's shaped like this. It's really kind of shaped like a tablet, a pill you might take with slightly rounded corners, but the rounding is sitting nicely in this container. So we are going to wet my face and then we will load up the soap, see what happens. Okay, so the soap is maybe a little wet. I did pour off kind of the bloom water. I'm going to shake out a lot of this, and who knows, let's let load for 45 seconds and just hope that's enough. I mean, it probably will be, probably be plenty, but sometimes you don't know. All right, and the timer just turned 10 seconds, so we'll go to 55. Well, it's lathering, it's bubbling up pretty quick with kind of watery bubbles. That's neither good nor bad. Some soaps just kind of do that. Has a nice scent to it, kind of a cologne type scent. Oh, the puck is starting to rotate. Let me stick my thumb in there to keep that from happening if it looks like it's going to do it. Okay, that's almost 35 seconds now. Read online through some forums that it was a good performing soap, so I saw it on a trade, and so I thought, hey, why not? So we have a good bit on the brush there, and then we've kind of got a lot here. You know what we can do? I'm gonna put, oh yeah, it's already slick. I can feel this level right here is pretty slick. That's pretty cool. All right. Looks like it's going to be a pretty good performing soap if it's this slick already. And I do love hard pucks because they can sit on the shelf for a very long time and still be effective. All right, let me wash my hand off here. Let's start working the lather. Working it up. mild in terms of scent. And we'll go ahead and add a little bit of water right off the bat. Now, you know, if it turns out we didn't load enough soap, then it's real easy to go back to the puck and stir it for a little bit and load more. Put another teaspoon in, so now we've got 2 in there. Let me tilt you down. Well, hey, it's looking pretty good. It's got some nice slickness to it. It's not a real creamy slickness right now. So I may not want to add too much more water. Sometimes you need to keep adding water because it'll feel thin, but it needs more water to actually kind of activate the soap, and then it will become creamy. Not all soaps start out viscous in the beginning. Williams is kind of like that. Oh, this is a nice looking lather, pretty firm, pretty it's holding its shape very easily. And most of the time that means I need to keep adding water, but we'll just see. Feel of it. Yeah. I think that is getting better the more we are adding water. So we have 3 teaspoons in it. Scent is not very strong, even when I dig my nose into the bowl. All right, let's just assume we need to run this a little bit light, drier than my normal kind of top soaps. So, see, I do have a little bit of soap on my face, and I'm not going to rinse it off. I'm going to utilize that. See what happens. This really could need a good bit more water. We'll see. Yeah. See, it's kind of starting to feel a little pasty. So, just add. Yeah, it needs a lot more water. And so what we can do, so now we've got, we've used 4 because I just put half a teaspoon in the little bowl. And we've got some excess on my face here. And it's just going to fall off if I don't deal with it. So, rake it into the bowl. Slippery handle. You can always tilt the knot up, put the water from the spigot coming around here, wash off your handles so you get a better grip. And we'll just see how this shaves. I like the performance so far. I like the fact that I had to add more water. And see, you can tell you're right in adding more water when you just get a bunch of excess lather around the edges. All right. So this is cutting real easy. Just you can hear it a little bit, but it doesn't have a scrapey feel. It's just gliding right through the hairs. Very easy, very comfortably. And this is a no man's land. Don't need to shave that area. All right, let me rinse and we can get to it again. All right, now since I had to add so much water to my face, I also did add another maybe teaspoon. So I think we may have about 5 teaspoons involved in the lather so far. And hopefully I'll look at my notes next time and have a better idea. Yeah, look at that. It has a little bit of structure, but as you can see, it will collapse. So it could probably go more if we wanted to add more water, but we don't quite know how it likes it yet. Feels really good on my face with this brush. Nice smell. Kind of a cologne, type smell. Fresh, not dark or musky. I'm kind of coming into it blind in terms of what the notes are because I just didn't look them up today. But if you want to look in the description of the video, when I do post it, it will have the notes from whatever I could find from the manufacturer. Oh man, that first pass was so effective. I just barely feel like I'm cutting anything this time. Very, very comfortable. That's why I love the Fat Boy and the Slim and the Super, the Black Beauty. They just cut so well. Great. Now, not a whole lot of slickness is kind of remaining on my face after that, but the razor glide is excellent. Now let's just see how it feels since we have a plenty of it. How does it feel in the fingers? It's a soapy kind of slickness. It has a little bit of resistance to squeezing. It's not watery because as I move my fingers around and come back to an area where I push the soap away, the slickness is still there. Now on my face, that is translating to really good slickness with the razor, but I am going to need to, because the secondary slickness is not all that strong, I am going to need to relather before coming back and doing an area. That's probably important with this particular soap, and that's not a bother for me, because you know what that means? It means this soap really isn't a major player in terms of the moisturizers and the butters, and that's fine. And hard pucks are often that way. So I really like this. Now I'm sure that one of the other companies out there are the ones that are making the hard soap for Bvlgari. Wonder who it is. I may not have been able to get too much residual slickness there after I had finished that pass, but when you splash water on it to do the rinse, you do kind of reactivate it, and it feels really nice during the rinsing process. It feels like a good quality soap. Yeah, just a nice cologne, type scent. Not very arrogant. Not like a dark noir kind of thing, or a lot of bitter type notes. Just kind of light, clean, and fresh. My nose is not skilled enough to pick up the notes in this one without somebody's help. Cross grain again on my face. Really just a touch up at this point. I can even slant upwards a little bit with a diagonal there if I really want to kind of get close. But I don't really need to because my face usually ends up shaven really nicely. It's my neck that is my problem child. So what happens if I get my fingers wet a little bit, kind of move them around on my face. See, that kind of reactivates the soap and I start to feel that slickness. Yeah, very different. And full rinse and clean up. You know what? It turns out that I value the post-shave feel in the sense of after a pass, you go to rinse your face off. How does that feel? If it rinses quickly, I don't really enjoy that as a part of the shave as much. If that water activates the slickness on my face and I can just feel that slickness as I'm kind of rinsing it away, then that's a big plus. If I feel creaminess or silkiness, then that's a big plus. So those are things I particularly look for and enjoy in the soaps that are my favorites. If it's just kind of watery and just kind of blah, then I'm not going to like that as much. There are a few out there who, man, they take a while to rinse away because they're just so slick. They just kind of stick to your skin like like glue or something. Some people may think that this soap might dry them out a little bit. It's probably just in that kind of old school line of soaps that are mainly focusing on being soaps instead of moisturizers and things like that. And I'm fine with that because I've got oily skin. I don't need help with moisturizing. Matter of fact, let's do some anti-moisturizing again with the Arkadia with the alcohol splash instead of a balm. Yeah, I think that's a decent match with the Man in Black. It's not, I mean, it's not a match, but it's complementary. It doesn't clash. They both smell good together. All right, so here's our little messy container, and that dried soap, once it dries, will help to anchor that puck in there. And based on today's usage, I feel good about choosing this container to hold this soap. I think it's going to be a good one, a good fun soap to enjoy. So today we have 5¼ teaspoons of water used, so I'm happy about that. I did load a lot of soap, but not kind of as much as I would think. I mean, I bloomed it. I soaked the puck for several minutes before the shave, and then I did a 45-second load, and I ended up with, you know, just a few extra. But now look at, you see that elasticity there? We really got this. This thing can take some nice hydration. See, he's not holding himself up. He just falls right over. See, that is a difference between what we saw in the beginning. So I like how this soap can take tons of water. And be slick and enjoyable. And I've got 3 passes in here with no problem. So maybe what I could do next time is not bloom it. Just come at it with the wet brush. Try 45 seconds again, because the blooming kind of makes it so you don't have to load as much. And so since I loaded a little bit too much, I could just try not blooming it and seeing what happens. So really happy with that trade. I traded one that I just don't use as much, and I got a new one. The scent, very nice. It's not super strong. It's not going to offend anybody. It's not going to overpower you during the shave, anything like that. I'm really happy with the performance of this. Yeah. Not top tier, but very enjoyable. It's got the things that I like. And a nice cologne type scent. Fresh. Kind of a everyday kind of wear scent that you could, it's just going to appeal to you in so many cases. And here's how the boar brush looks after a good stropping. Semogue Owner's Club with the Taj handle and the special grade of boar bristles, and many they continue to split as we keep using it. Very cool. Good shave today. Oh yeah, the blade and the razor worked really well together. I think I used the feather the other day, and the Fat Boy just worked really well with it. It was terrific with the Personna Platinum today as well. So it's just another reason why the Gillette adjustables in the vintage category are just some of my favorites. They have plating. Now normally one might not be rhodium, you know, if you have a stock one, but underneath that plating is brass, and so even if it's all stripped down, you've got brass underneath, and we're talking about a multi-lifetime razor. So they're just wonderful pieces. All right, the Arkadia smelling nice. So I did a 45-second load, 5¼ teaspoons of water. So we can definitely back that off a little bit to get a little bit less lather next time. Excellent. Now the trouble with this kind of container, it doesn't stack all that well. All those nice round tubs of Stirling and Barrister and Man and Declaration Grooming stack nicely. But this guy, he's a little more precarious, but sometimes it's fun to have something in a special container. Yeah, that was terrific, and good shave. So I hope there's been something in this one that's good for you. Everything was great from the razor and the blade working together and transitioning into its slickness on my face. The glide was excellent. And my skin feels good. No irritation or nicks or anything like that. Closeness, terrific. I'm not seeing any length on any of the tips. So really nice in terms of the actual effectiveness of the shave. The feeling of the soap was really good. The hard soap that might be drying for some, but I think your average guy to oily skin type folks like me gonna be fine with it. Well, hey, the phone dropped. Well, there's a little bit of a tragedy. This thing has anchored so well to the mirror, to any of the glass type items I've put it on, that I just never thought that it would come loose like that. I'll have to be careful in the future. All right, well, I'm sorry if that was a little disconcerting for your ears with the clanging and all that. I apologize. Really nice. The soap, tremendous. I like the way the slickness of it. And then this particular aftershave was a nice compliment to it as well. I could also see getting another Man in Black item, to be the scent afterwards, after the shave, because the lightness of the strength of this soap is not going to be lingering around with you too much. And that is the way soaps are supposed to work. They're not supposed to be colognes or EDTs or anything like that. So there we go. I'm really happy about today's shave. I was hoping that the Bvlgari would turn out to be a good performer, and it has. And we got to put another use on that bore, and there we go. All right, guys, you take care. This is Sugar Daddy Shaves. Good night.